What's happening, everybody? Good morning to week 3.
Yes, sir.
National Football League. How you doing, Peter Blake?
I'm doing good, buddy. How you doing?
Not too bad. Welcome to the Over Under on 1252 Sports Chicago, also on Amped Up Sports and multiple different pages and different platforms. Peter, I'll tell you what, man. Week 2, I'd like to forget about.
Why?
It was
it ugly for you?
Ugly.
Was it not good?
Ugly. Peter, it looked like I never gambled in my life.
Well, I did take some of your advice on those picks on my pool. I didn't do too well. I did 500.
But honestly, Peter,
yes.
You know what's really sad?
What's that?
Is I've seen chimpanzees actually pick something quicker than I did, and better. It was absolutely horrible.
Not good. Not a good week for you.
Horrible.
It happens though, right? I mean, and why does it happen on week 2? You know, week 1 is always tough. Why does it happen on week 2? Why is week 2 tougher than any other week? Because you were talking about this off air.
It really isn't just tougher. I mean, the first 3 weeks in football, I mean, I started out on fire, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Bandit. How are you, buddy?
Hi, Bandit. Hello.
Here, you want to see what he thinks of week 2.
There's
week 2 right there, guys.
All right, enough of Bandits.
No, week 2 is really no different than week 1.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, it isn't.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was just a bad week. It was bad picks, and I don't make excuses for it. I just don't.
Right.
You know, but I'll tell you what, it's the first time in 3 years I've gone that cold. Seriously.
What do you attribute it to?
I personally put this one on me. I'm not studying hard enough. I need to get in there and look at a few things, and after rewatching some of the games that I did lose. You see,
are you resting on your laurels? Which, by the way, where does that term come from?
Who the hell knows?
Resting on your laurels. What is a laurel, by the way?
I have no idea. Laurel, I know her. And I know the horse track Laurel, to be honest with you.
I knew you were
but talking about laurels, you know, just to let everybody know, we're going to go ahead and start the show out. We're going to tell everybody right up front. If you have a question or a comment, make sure you go ahead and post it over here. We're going to go ahead and read the comment live here on the air on 1252 Sports, and it might even give us a different narrative to talk about. Or you can go ahead and phone call it in if you'd like. 727-320-5866. That's 727-320-5866. And I'm sure everybody up there at 1252 Sports, especially in Chicago, knows that we are in for a possible hurricane, and we have our very own meteorologist.
Whoa, how about that?
And our meteorologist is Mr. Raymond Kennedy, you know, from 1252 Sports. He's live and
he's
outside.
Live? Is he?
Let's see how he's doing.
Is he in the condition?
Thanks, Harry, Peter. Weather conditions here on the ground so far in Florida.
What was that you said?
What
did you say?
I said thanks, Peter and Harry.
No. You said thanks, Harry Peter.
Well, come on. I got a problem. You guys still haven't told me if I'm the official 1252 Florida sportsman or weatherman today, given the updates on Ian. Why do I have to be in a pool to do this? You guys still haven't. To explain this to me. Why am I in a pool having to do the weather forecasts?
Well,
it's a good point, because if lightning starts to strike out there, he's done.
I know.
He's pretty much fried at that
there
point.
It is. Oh, hold on. Hang on.
We really are.
Asking you shall receive.
We really are trying to draw ratings at this point, or not draw ratings. Right?
There it is.
That's the one, right? Hey, Bucks are undefeated. Bucks are, climbing into this thing is like climbing into the Catwoman suit. But let me tell you, Harry, Pete, I agree with you. I didn't say climbing in with her. The reason why these week 2 games, sometimes those week 2 games are harder, is because we fall in love after week 1. It's like, oh, the Lions are going to do this, or, oh, there's a reason Chicago, we know it was the weather against the Niners, but then they go up against the Packers. Not to put the Bears down, I'm still high on the Bear train, but we know that week 2, we've started to fall in love with teams, and then week 2, then into 3, reality usually starts to settle back in.
It really does. Locally here, I think the big-time story was the defensive effort for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers shutting down the New Orleans Saints, and that could have been a lot worse if the offense was healthy and also executing in the red zone. Besides that, though, Jameis Winston returned to the quarterback we thought Jameis Winston was when he was in Tampa. So turnover-prone Winston, 3 interceptions there.
Everybody can have an off game.
What? An off
What?
game? Seriously?
What?
But against this Bucks defense, and then Bears, of course, 12-52. The Packers again. It started out so well though for the Chicago Bears. And then
Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you guys a question.
Sure.
Okay, and we're going to kind of switch it up a little bit. You know how you have proposition bets, not proposing like to Ray or Ray Net out. I'm talking about an actual proposition bet. Nice. You know what? That Miller Lite looks beautiful, Ray.
You know what, Harry? I am an IPA guy by trade, but that tastes with the little hair of the dog. I sat out on Harry the Greek's porch last night. I couldn't put a sentence together. Is that not true?
I don't even know what you just said. Seriously, I have no idea what you're just saying.
At this point, I'm just I drank an entire 6-pack of 9.6 ABV. I was feeling it, but that Miller Lite, Mr. Harry the Greek, it actually tastes pretty good.
You know what I was going to say was, even in week 2, you can still get a proposition bet on who's going to win the division. And, there's like Tampa Bay. You can't bet Tampa Bay at this point. You got to lay 6 or 7 to 1 on your money just to win, $700. You got to lay $700 just to win 100. So it's not conducive. But let me ask you a question.
Right.
I mean, who's going to win this division, Tennessee or Indy? Because if you could take a guess, you ready for this? You can get 2 to 1 on your money or plus 125 on Indy.
What's been more disappointing, guys?
Hold on. I'm going to give you a funny one now.
Mm-hmm.
This is how bad the Chicago Bear team is.
Okay.
Green Bay is even money to win their division. The Detroit Lions, the Minnesota Vikings are plus 140. So those are your 2 favorites right there.
They're right behind.
Green Bay, Minnesota. Yeah. Detroit's plus 700.
Whoa.
So for every 100 you play, you can get 700 back if they win the division.
Wow.
But if you got the cojones to bet the Chicago Bears, which I'm not endorsing this.
The Bears.
You put 100 on, you win 2,000. That's
wow. Wait for the Bears.
Are you gambling on that? Would you gamble on that? Would you take that bet?
Buddy, I couldn't do that with your money.
Okay. I'll tell you what.
Money. Now, because the Kansas City Chiefs, Ray, you ready for this? The Kansas City Chiefs are even money. Or you could take the Chargers at plus 250, the Broncos at plus 550, and how about all the Raider lovers that were out there saying, boy, what a chance they're going to have.
We got somebody calling my phone. Do you want to take this call? Because I think he wants to talk. It's one of our good buddies here. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that.
And how about this? The Raiders are plus 1,100. So if you want to wager 100, you can get 1,100 back if you want to.
All right, let's go out to Travis Faley of Rocket Sports and Entertainment here. The Chicago Connection, as I've been calling him. Travis and Mr. Harry the Greek here, professional handicapper extraordinaire, 1252 Chicago Sports. Travis, what do you say, my friend? Welcome.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The pre-calm before the monster storm on the way out. Let's hope everybody stays safe out there, and hopefully this brushes past us. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, and that's your weather update.
And the people in Chicago are going, it ain't snowing here.
Well, it ain't right. It ain't snowing here. It ain't raining here.
But we're as we say in the South, we're fixing to get our ass kicked over here.
Well, I mean, again,
you're not allowed to say that, Harry, from Chicago. You know that's not proper.
I do.
Hey, Travis.
English.
Travis, let me ask you a question. Can you hear me, Travis?
I can hear you fine, Ray.
I'm just kidding. It's like Earth to Ray. What if the hurricane doesn't skirts Florida, but it slows down in the next few days? What if next week's home game against the Kansas City Chiefs would have to be played maybe later on down the season during the bye week when the Buccaneers are a little more healthy? Do you think Andy Reid and the Chiefs would want to hear anything about that? So I posted that.
So your new name is Speculation Ray, right?
It's always been.
It's Ray Net Ray. You're obviously not watching. You're obviously hang on. You're obviously not watching the video.
You're saving your eyes at this point from the debacle of what Ray is wearing right now.
We're not talking about the half shirt Ray situation.
Oh yeah, we are. He's continuing to do that because the Bucs are undefeated
and the Bears are still 1-1.
So there's a part of me that says I hope the Bucs don't win. I hope the Bucs don't lose, but then again, if the Bucs do lose, then we won't have to see that god awful shirt anymore.
Hey, buddy, it's a game. Well, hold on, guys. That's an officially game worn muscle hamster jersey. That's the way it fits Ray. That's how big Ray is.
Shut up.
That's how big Ray is. That's how little Doug Martin is. But we're not going to go there on a Sunday.
Oh God!
Instead of Ray or Net Ray or whatever you're calling him, let's just call him no six pack Ray. How about that?
Hey, there's a six. There's a little. Let me get in the right light.
It's no panty
There's a little
Sunday.
something. You know what though? Hey, Ma, I finally got a happy trail. I haven't seen one of those in years.
That's enough. Here you go. Here's Peter Blake.
Let's leave your love for hamsters out of this, okay, right?
Hey, no matter what you say, and I know an ER doctor, they said, no, it didn't get up your ass by accident. Okay? It's never by accident.
That was Richard Gere's story.
Ray has stock in a full cabinet full of Felch tubes.
As my boss, Fat Mike, is sitting down there in his car watching the show
what
going,
the hell is this?
What the hell are they doing down there in Florida? Mike, we're already 5 cocktails ahead of you, brother.
That's it.
You and Fred have nothing on us today. Look,
hi, guys.
You listen, Mike. You could be enjoying in your 55, 60-degree weather and a nice sunshine day. Right now, we're getting ready to get clobbered over here. So the only way to manage, the only way to get managed is here is look at sexy Ray outside and drink
here's the thing, Harry. Here's the thing, though, because it's tailgate Sunday. If it was a 1:00 game, which it is for Chicago today, we'd already been drinking since 5 a.m. That's just the way we roll. But we have a hurricane in the southern hemisphere or in our hemisphere, so we're allowed to start tailgating even for a 4:00 game. We're allowed to start tailgating at any point. Don't tell my wife.
That's true.
Well, Harry, let's really get into it, ladies and gentlemen. If you look at the schedule of games today, there's a lot of road teams out there, and this is where we get our expertise from Harry the Greek. Harry, what are you thinking about all these road favorites and potential winners on the road? What are you thinking about today? Give us a little of your insight, please.
I got to tell you, I've always been a home underdog kind of guy. And that's a great question, Travis. I'm really, really super glad that you asked that.
Are you excited?
It's not that I'm just excited. He asked me a really good question, and I'm going to give him a concise answer.
What'd you have for breakfast?
Okay, stop now.
Yeah, there it is. Put them in their place, Mr. Greek. Put them in their place.
Yeah, that's
off with his head. Off with his head.
Yeah.
Off with his head.
No, it's a great question. Now, last week, Travis, you'd swear that 2 chimpanzees could pick better than I could. Okay, it was that bad. Okay, seriously, I didn't pick anything. It was the worst week I had literally in 2.5, 3 years. Honest to God, it was just horrible. I think I won 1 game. It was just absolutely horrible. I think I gave out 7 picks and I went 1-6. It was just nasty. But there are some very interesting games, and I'm going to really, really advise people to tread water. You have Baltimore -3 at New England. You have Cincy -6 at the Jets. You got a home team. Why? Someone's got to explain to me, and we're going to talk about this in depth here in a little while. But why are the Chargers only a 3.5-point favorite against the Jacksonville Jaguars, and Herbert's playing?
They're showing life. Jacksonville.
Okay, hold on. No, this is at home. You mean to tell me that you line these 2 teams up in a neutral field, and Jacksonville is only a 0.5-point underdog? I smell trap.
Oh,
okay. You got Philadelphia at Washington, another road favorite, 6.5 points. The Raiders are -1.5 at Tennessee. Kansas City -6 at the winless Indianapolis Colts. There are so many road favorites, it's not even funny. I promise you, a lot of these home dogs are going to win. But that's a great question, Travis.
Wow.
I'm really glad you asked that, because you'd be surprised how many times I get asked that question throughout the course of the week when they're DMing me.
Okay, they're DMing.
Well, Harry,
DMs.
Harry, who's sliding into your DMs? Let's leave that.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's. Okay. No. Let's do this. Let's get in there.
We're going down with the dim.
Oh my God! All right, Travis, go ahead.
So, Harry, let's talk about a couple of these games too, like you just mentioned. Are you thinking these home dogs are going to win outright, or are you looking straight line?
There's a couple of them. There's a couple of home dogs, and as we go on with the program, when we start breaking down game by game by game, you're going to start hearing some of those predictions. But I also have some pretty cool predictions on some proposition bets that I'm not really going to, talk about them too much. But we're not only going to do game decisions, meaning for the spread, but we're going to give totals for the first half on individual teams. And this is where you're going to make your money today. Let me ask you a question. Indianapolis and Kansas City are playing.
Oh, God.
Indianapolis's total points for the first half are 10. Seriously,
Wow.
think about that. Houston Texans at the hapless Chicago Bears when they're playing that defense. Houston's total is 7 for the first half. And Chicago's
love the over.
and
Harry, you gotta
Chicago's
love the
right.
over
And
on
Chicago's total is 9.
Oh.
But be careful because they're trying to get you to bet the over. They're begging you to do it. This could be an under, but not
Whoa.
today. It might not be today. And I'm going to give and how about this? Green Bay. This is the lowest total I've seen in 5 years. Are you ready? 9.5. 9.5 points is their grand total over and under for the first half.
Well, Bakhtiari's scheduled to play today. And have they ruled Justin Herbert I thought he was the ultimate GTD right now.
I think he is a game time decision, which reminds me, I got to go ahead and read some of these comments. Hold on, Travis. Drew Pagonis. Hey, Drew, what's going on? Let's go Bucks. How about let's go Bears too? Come on, Drew. Give me a little bit of love over
Bears.
here.
Bears.
Happy game day Sunday. Christian Shanafelt. Good morning, Christian.
Yes. Morning, gentlemen. Yes.
Drew says, with our nasty defense, what is your stat line prediction for Rodgers? Now we're talking Buccaneers. Stat line prediction for Rodgers, a nice long day, as it will be for Brady as well, unfortunately. This is going to be a very defensive game. The total points in this game are 42. Trust me when I tell you it's going to be a little bit tough today
Hey,
on
Harry,
both sides of the ball. Yeah, Ray.
Can I get a prop bet on Rashard Perryman going over 100 yards receiving today?
I'll give you 10-1 on your.
Wow.
You can't say that. You can't say that.
Cole Beasley, by the way, signed, and we did share this to Buccaneer Facebook group, so they're interested in what you have to say about the Bucks also.
Oh no, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to talk about the Bucks. We're going to talk about every game. And remember, if you have a question or a comment, make sure you go ahead and post it. We're going to go ahead and read it live on the air.
Yes.
And my buddy, Mr. Troy Polamalu. And you know what?
Yes.
Get him unbanned. From
He's not banned.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not,
He
because
said
we're
he was.
going live on YouTube Sports Web right now,
but
and he's
it's-
on there.
Hold on.
Oh, good point.
Hold on.
Oh, he's on
He
through
went through
Harry.
StreamYard on 1250 too.
No.
Oh.
He's on YouTube, dude.
That's true.
He's on YouTube. So
goes-
he's
he
not
goes-
banned.
hold
He's
on.
just
He
been
could be-
taking a
he
break.
Could be 1252 YouTube.
No.
you guys doing-
Well,
are you
it
guys-
could be, but I think
Okay.
he's. I
Hey,
think he's
you
on-
two, get a room. Okay.
Who's
Get
the
a
new
room.
guy with
Yeah,
no
right.
beard?
Shut up and be
Jeez Louise,
quiet.
guys.
Right,
Is it
Travis?
having
Right?
Strawberries and
Oh
is it
my-
a strawberries and whipped cream kind of Sunday morning with you two clowns?
It
Holy
is.
moly!
Oh my God! Speaking of a clown, we got Bozo on the.
And Troy
phone
Polamalu
here.
says,
Wait,
who's
Travis
the
or
new guy
me?
with no beard? Christopher Cole says, hey, everyone. Chris, thank you so much for tuning in. It's always a pleasure to have you on there. Christopher Cole says, Keg Ray.
Keg
I love
Ray,
it.
there you go.
I like it.
Nice keg you got.
Hey,
This is-
unfortunately, brother, we're going to have to talk to you later. I got another call coming in on the other line. We got to take this. It is a new segment. I'm only kidding.
Well, it's not a new
Let's take
segment,
it.
right?
Oh, but it's my first time.
Hello, this is a prepaid
How
call
about this,
from
guys?
an inmate at a Florida Department of Corrections institution.
Here we
To
go.
accept this call, press 0. To refuse this call, hang up.
Prison
or
take
press
hot takes.
Your current
My first time, baby. My
Prison
first
break
time.
hot takes.
$40.
Wow.
Prison
Six
break hot take.
cents.
I haven't been here for
This
this.
call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording. Thank you for using Global Tellink.
Welcome to the Over Under. I'm your host, Harry the Greek. I know we have a prison break hot take. For those of you that do not know what it is, we are taking calls live from Department of Correction institutions from all over the country. This particular one's going to be here in the state of Florida. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, how's it going? My name is Mikey Carla, also known as Ambition. I'm calling from Gulf Correctional CI.
What's up? What's up, Ambition?
What's going on, Ambition? How you doing?
Ambition, I wish you had video right now.
Does he?
Because there's a lot of dudes in prison right now that would absolutely love to see Raymond Kennedy, Tampa Bay Ray, but
No.
we call him Raynette. He's in a half shirt
Don't
in
go
the
there.
swimming pool, live on the air. I'm only
Hey, what's
teasing
up,
you.
guys? How you guys doing?
What's going on, brother? How you been? What's on your mind?
I'm doing phenomenal, man. You know, we're just ready for the game, man. Ready for Sunday. This is what we're here for. It's what we all gather together for.
Okay, so in North Florida, what game are you guys going to be able to watch today? Is that going to be the night game with the Jacksonville Jaguars?
Yeah, and we're also gonna be able to watch the Tampa game. But a lot of people are trying to get it. A lot of people are trying to get the Miami game going. We'll see how that goes.
Hey,
You know
can I
what?
ask Ambition? Can I ask him a
Yeah,
question?
go ahead.
Yeah,
Ambition. Let me ask you this while we're talking about it. If you all at that facility had your choice between better meals, better quality meals, not like, caviar and like filet, or the NFL Sunday
Correct.
ticket, what would you guys choose?
That's a no-brainer. We're going to the Sunday ticket.
There you go,
Wow,
baby.
food must be
That's what I'm talking
not
about.
that bad in there, right?
The food sucks over
No,
there.
but you
I
gotta
bet
have
it
the
does,
ticket,
but
man.
still, you take NFL Sunday ticket.
The food
Yeah.
absolutely sucks.
Wow.
Well, no, you got to
Sorry,
depend
It's
on it.
horrible, but
So, Ambition, what's on your mind, brother? What kind of game you want to talk about today? Is there anything in particular that you've noticed you want to give your 2 cents on? I'd love to hear it.
yeah, definitely. I want to start off the battle between AR and Tom Brady.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and answer that question for you because my 2 guys and my associates over here are complete homers for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Well, here's the reason why you're a homer for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is not necessarily just the offense, it's the defense, which will punch you in the mouth. And
That's
I feel
true.
like, Tom Brady could have Cole Beasley come off the street, your favorite receiver, Brashard Perryman,
Oh, my God.
Russell
I'm gonna cut your
Gage,
mic off.
Leonard Fournette. Doesn't matter because at the end of the day, if your defense is able to stop Aaron Rodgers, which they have done in the past, just a couple years ago, Mr. Jamel Dean coming off a 2-interception effort, taking it to the house against Rodgers at Raymond James Stadium 2 years ago. If you have a defense like that can stop you, I feel like you can win any game in the National Football League. So, again,
Ray,
yes,
what
this offense is different from last year, but this defense is a lot better than it was last year.
Ray,
So,
what's your take on that? I want to
I wanna
ask.
ask-
Mr.
I wanna
Ambition, then I'm
ask-
going to go
yeah.
last.
I want to ask Ambition. Do you know who
Yeah,
Rashawn Gary is?
Yeah.
Excuse
Do you
me,
know
one
who-
more time?
You know who Rashawn Gary is? The defensive lineman for the Packers, came out of the University of Michigan.
Yes, sir.
Okay, because that's one of the things that the Buccaneers are kind of looking for. Look, the Packers are going to try to get that defensive front. They got Kenny. Is it Kenny Clark, Pete, at nose tackle? That's going up against
correct. It is. Yeah.
Robert Hainsey at center, filling in for Jensen. You got Donovan Smith back with the limited injury. So the Packers, they're going to try to make mayhem up front, just like the Bucs defense will. Bucs defense is just so much deeper. But Ambition, maybe I should ask Harry you first, but I'd like to know what Ambition's thoughts on the game were. But maybe we'll let him go last.
Ambition, you
Yeah,
want to take this or you want me to go?
Yeah, I'll definitely take this. Like I agree with Peter. Even though they're going to try to set pressure on Tom, everybody knows that Tom is resilient. He's patient, and if anybody knows, Tampa right now is a league leading 10 sacks. Just allowed 1 touchdown in 2 games.
Nice.
Tied
Yes.
for the fewest points allowed by 13, and also in third-point conversions, the opponent third-point conversion only at 25% rate. So. Tampa, they're looking phenomenal, and every time Tom gets a defense, you know what he does to everybody else.
Yeah, that's a really good take, but let me give you my take. And Vegas is very rarely wrong. The total in this game is 42 points. You take these 2 teams, you line them up last year, and they're both physically healthy. This over and under total would be 55 points, and there's a reason for it.
Yeah.
Listen really well. Tampa's offensive line is decimated. JCA, I'm really sorry. I don't care about an 80 PFF rating, okay? It's got to pass the eye test. They're going to have to help on that left side of that offensive line. They have not faced a defense like this Green Bay Packer team. This team is absolutely studs on that defensive line, just like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But Green Bay is catching this team at the right time. There's a reason why, gentlemen and ladies, that the Buccaneers are only a 1-point favorite here. It's because that they're so hurt on the offensive line, as well as the weapons. And Peter, Cole Beasley, even in his prime, when you go to a new team, it takes time to develop a rapport with the quarterback. There's certain routes and everything else.
That's a fair assessment, right?
I'm not saying that these Buccaneers are going to lose this game. I'm just telling you now, I'm not in love with this game. And Green Bay is getting very lucky because they are going to face a very banged up team. And I'm telling you now, if Green Bay does what they did last week against an absolutely horrific offensive line in the Chicago Bears, and they get pressure up the middle, this is going to be a long day for Tom Brady, and you better run this football.
Well, and I think that's the reason why you're so optimistic about the Bucs, because they have made the commitment to the run with Leonard Fournette. And I think even though he's a little bit banged up in this game, he's going to be the focal point at that point. And you still do have a possibility of Julio Jones playing in this game. We'll see what happens. You're exactly right. Cole Beasley has to get acclimated, Leo Ward, to this offense. But here's a wide receiver the last 2 years who's had 80 receptions. So he's definitely going to be an upgrade over a Scotty Miller. And at the end of the day, I feel like the Saints are a better defense than the Green Bay Packers.
Not even close.
Just my opinion.
I'm just telling you, I watched both of these teams play. The New Orleans Saints defense is mere pittance compared to this Green Bay team. I'm not kidding you. This defense is that good. Now, listen, there's two totally different game plans. You're talking about a division game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So both teams know each other very well. So that's why there weren't a ton of points scored in that game. It wouldn't surprise me to see this game go over 42 or 41 points. It's going to be very unlikely unless the defenses score and the defenses provide very short fields. I'm not talking about just Tom Brady. I'm going to get to Ray in a second because he's got a comment.
Sure. He's raising his hand.
Aaron Rodgers is going to have a hell of a time throwing the football. And trust me, the Green Bay running game is going to be non-existent. That's why, and I'm going to give you my top pick of the week. Bet the under in this week, gentlemen.
Oh, easy.
And ladies,
easy.
Bet
all
the
day
under
long.
this week.
You bet the under.
It's so bad it's not even funny.
Yeah.
Ray, I'm going to go full screen to you. What was it that you wanted to chime in with?
Am I allowed to disagree with the Greek?
Absolutely.
I look good full screen. Let's leave it here the rest of the show. It's going to go over. There's going to be a sea of Mike Evans jerseys over there, and it's not in protest of the suspension for one game. We kind of get it. He got it. I know you guys are going to want to talk about that. Maybe not. Maybe Ambition has a thought. But I see the sea of red today. They're coming home. They're going to run a misdirection offense. Got to protect that Tom Brady ring finger on the throwing hand. But I don't know if they do it with the rookie Rashid White or if Keyshawn Vaughn comes back in. Fournette runs downhill. Perriman over 100 yards. But this score is going to go over, and the Bucs are going to win 35-17.
Yeah, see, I can't take the over simply because of what we talked about. Offensive line being banged up. The Packers are a little bit banged up. The Bucs are definitely banged up at this point. And then to your point, the Packer defense is pretty good, but I think that just is more attributed to all the weapons that the Bucs don't have at this point. So it may be a low-scoring game, but at the end of the day, if it is a low-scoring game and if it is a defensive battle, I would favor the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's why I go 24-13 Tampa Bay over Green Bay.
Can I ask another question real quick?
Go ahead.
Ambition, when you guys are watching the game in there, whatever game you're chosen to watch, do you guys like at least get some kind of snacks, or you can purchase snacks? Obviously, is there like a commissary? But there's no
They have a canteen.
There's no chips and guac and stuff like that. I mean, obviously.
When we go to canteen, we always stock up and we're ready for Sundays.
Beautiful.
Ambition's used my picks. He's won quite a few ramen soups. How many honey buns have you gotten from my picks?
Quite a couple. That's why I love this show, man. Quite a couple.
There you go, man. There you go.
Even the Greek has an influence in the
Department
of Corrections.
It all pays off in the end. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Wait, did somebody say the end?
Guys, man.
What do you got?
I got who's your upset? Who's your upset of the week, man?
Oh,
I'll tell you what, Ambition, you didn't catch week one, but I'm going to tell you right now. I had the three longest shots on the board, the three biggest underdogs, and I predicted all three would not only cover the spread, but win the game outright. This is not a week that's going to be very difficult to decipher, but if you want my biggest upset of the week, go ahead and answer some other questions really quick. Let me go ahead and look into it because this is a really, really tough week, guys. You know what? I'm going to give you one. Anybody love the way the Cincinnati Bengals have been playing?
Oh, my God.
You want an upset?
What a disaster.
How about the Jets at home without their starting quarterback?
Well, I mean, they got a starting quarterback and Joe Flacco, who basically went back into the time machine last week after they came back versus the Browns and threw for 4 touchdowns. So is that possible? The way Cincinnati has tried to block for Joe Burrow, I think it's definitely possible that Joe Burrow could be on the injured reserve list by the end of the day if they continue that nonsense up.
And they spent all that money on that offensive line.
It's been a joke. It's been completely disappointing. In fact, they're probably one of the most disappointing
Thank you for
teams
using Global Telling
in the National
And
Football
I
League.
guess we lost him.
So he's gone right there. There's Ambition, prison take, hot takes, right?
That was another episode of Don't Drop the Soap on Prison Break Hot Takes.
God. All right. We got great comments here.
You know what I think happened? They got a good look at Ray. And they went, he can't be on with that.
You know what it was? It was that little swim I just took. That just, how can you not get wild over that?
I don't. All right. Well, we got somebody calling here. Hold on a sec.
It's my mom.
Shut up.
No, he didn't tell the
Welcome
caller
to
to
the
shut-
over-under.
This is Danny Diamonds from Miami.
Danny, how you doing?
What's up, Danny?
Oy vey.
I'd like to talk about the Buffalo Bills injuries today, and because they're really banged up on the defense, and I don't know how that's going to play out against that powerhouse Miami offense. And if Ray thinks the game's going to be 35-17, I'd like to know what dispensaries he's going to on a regular basis because they got some darn good stuff there.
Well, let me go ahead and give you, Mr. Dimes, the oh Jesus,
It's Danny Diamonds.
Danny Diamonds.
Danny
Okay.
Diamonds.
The Bills safety Micah Hyde, his neck, Dane Jackson neck, and defensive tackle Ed Oliver, defensive tackle Jordan Phillips hamstring, Jordan
stop
Poyer.
laughing at me, all right? Are you laughing at my name, Danny Diamonds?
No,
This is a serious phone call about Buffalo Bills versus the Dolphins today, and I need to know. I got a lot of scratch on the Dolphins today because I think they can win outright.
And I think that you're in really good shape because half this defense is hurt. Also, Mitch Morse's elbow, and he's questionable. But I'll tell you what, when you have Dawson Knox, Gabe Davis, Jordan Poyer, Jordan Phillips, Ed Oliver, Dane Jackson, and Micah Hyde hurt, this Bills team's in trouble. But the over and under in this game, it's extremely high. It's like mid-50s. Stay away from that. But yes, you are.
Outright winner.
But yes,
you are outright winner here, Mr. Over-Under.
But you are absolutely correct, Mr. Diamonds. Take the Miami Dolphins at home today. You heard it right here in 1252 Sports. I'm Harry the Greek, Peter Blake, Raynette Kennedy. You guys tell me who you like, but I really do like Miami in this game. Ray?
I just like the fact that Miami's offense is basically Waddle, Tyreek, just keep running downfield routes until the defense is so damn tired they can't cover you anymore. And they got Jissick at tight end. It's at home. They're going to get some of that home cooking like the Buccaneers are going to go today. You're right, though. The over on this game, I mean, you'd have to be crazy to touch that. So, yeah, I'd stay under two.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
And Ray, how the hell are the Buccaneers going to score all those points with all these injuries on the offense? 35-17, the crack smoker.
Yo, first of all, Rashard Perryman's going to have 3 touchdown receptions, over 100 yards. Anyone who doesn't know, it's an inside joke between Peter and Harry and myself. But, it's going to be – here's the thing. They were sat on their hands last week against the New Orleans Saints in NOLA. They're at home. They're going to get some home cooking. There's been a lot of things going on this entire offseason, but this team's been itching to get back home. I know they're limping, and I know that Green Bay Packers defense is going to be aggressive, but I just think this home momentum is going to start going like you've seen with Aaron Rodgers, his troubles he has playing in Florida, and this defense is going to get fed. The reason why I say 35 Danny Diamonds is that the defense has to score at least 7 and possibly another turnover, give us 3 more. I trust the offense to score 25, that the defense put us in position for 10. That puts me at the 52 mark. Damn, I sounded like I knew what I was talking about.
That was pretty good. I like it. Thanks, guys, so much. I'm gonna make $1 million today. A fortune.
You go get him, Danny Diamonds.
Hey, how come nobody's going to talk about the fact that I actually sounded like I knew what I was talking about?
Well, I got to say something about Tua last week. I mean, I think he was definitely in the story of the day. 6 touchdowns there. And, of course, you talk about it, Waddle and, of course, Tyreek Hill, finding both of those players in that game. That was the big-time thing. Coming back from 35-14 down against the Baltimore Ravens, that was impressive. And this team right now, as you would say, has all the mo. With Buffalo and their injuries, I get it. You still have Josh Allen. You would have to take Miami. Is that a trap?
No.
Are you taking Buffalo or are you taking Miami?
Listen, it's a trap game if you're betting Buffalo.
Okay.
They're very damaged right now. They're a 4-point favorite and they're on the road. You got to take the home. You got to take the home underdog this week. You just have to.
Hey, while we're talking about munchkin quarterbacks, what about what Kyler Murray did out there in Arizona? He puts it on puts Madden on expert mode the last 15 minutes, or there in Las Vegas, pretty much runs around the entire field. It looked like a Benny Hill. It looked like a Little Rascals episode or the Keystone Cops. You guys, I mean, is Kyler the guy? Could he end up being the guy, or is he still the Cliff Kingsbury experiment that's not going to be the guy?
I mean, he has all the potential in the world, right? I mean, this is the reason why the Cardinals pay him all that money in the first place. If Max Crosby can sack him on that play where he runs in for a touchdown, then maybe you got something. But at the end of the day, that's the reason why you pay him the big money. I'm not sure. I think still, he has to be more consistent at this point. You also have to get healthy with getting DeAndre Hopkins back. But, good win last week versus the Raiders. I'm not really sure. I mean, where do you sit there? Where do you lie on Kyler Murray?
Honestly?
Yeah.
I call them choke teams, and teams like that are going nowhere. Baltimore, they choked. The Raiders, they choked. Right. How the hell? Listen, the University of Georgia wouldn't have gave up that many touchdowns.
Right.
against a protein. I'm sorry, in the fourth quarter.
Right.
I don't know.
If
what
you're the
kind of breakdown it
Ravens,
was.
I mean, what happened with the Browns against
hold
the
on.
Jets?
So is Arizona just that good? No. Are the Miami Dolphins just that good? No. Sorry. I think there's a combination of teams that are just not as good as what they're supposed to be. We're not taking that call.
We're getting lots of calls today, but they're not.
Oh, what? Was that the bookie? Was that the bookie? You're not taking that call.
Tell you what, read these comments here
We're
because
going
you
to
got
read
some
the
great
comments,
comments.
and we're going to go ahead and start breaking down some games. Troy Polamalu says, "Who's the new guy with no beard?"
Yep, that's me.
That's
Hi, guys.
Technically,
Chris,
I don't have
hey,
a beard
everyone.
either.
Chris says, Keg Ray. Christian says, sounds like Herbert's a game time decision for the Chargers today versus Jags. He's playing. I'm almost confident he's playing.
If he doesn't play, do you bet the Jaguars on that game?
No.
And I want to know if there's
who's the backup for the Los Angeles Chargers?
Well, I want to know
Kennedy.
what kind of bets are they? What
That's
are they
a
called?
problem.
Are they called boutique bets, or what is it? A bet when you bet something strange like the color of the Gatorade or the coin flip? But it's
Those
called
are proposition bets.
Boutique.
Is there a proposition? What's the proposition as far as Justin Herbert, who's supposed to be getting the exact same shot as Tyrod Taylor, doesn't get his lung punctured, and they end up losing him for the season, like they did Tyrod, like they did with Tyrod Taylor when he was filling in for Justin Herbert. I'm making a joke, but I mean
that was last year, wasn't it?
That was a couple years ago.
That was just my stupid joke. Sorry, but yeah, no, he's getting that same shot.
All right,
I think he plays.
Drew Pagona says Vikings versus the Lions is a very interesting game for the North. Let's hear your predictions. You know what? Minnesota's a 6-point favorite and the total's 50.5 points. Drew, I can't touch this game with a 10-foot pole. Anytime there's more than a 6-point favorite in the NFC North, you always go the opposite direction. You always take the team getting the points, in my opinion. But this game, I'm not too sure. I'm still not sold on Detroit, unfortunately. However,
are you sold on Minnesota after they got throttled by Philadelphia on Monday night?
They'll steer this ship correctly.
Where's the game at?
Think so?
This is the best team in the NFC.
Where is the game?
Okay.
Where
the
is
game's
it?
in Minnesota.
Oh,
I'm just saying, don't be surprised that the Lions pull off an upset today.
Let me tell you
Seriously.
something.
That's a deep
Hey,
pick.
I mean,
We're
seriously.
we're seeing the Jared Goff that the Rams thought they were getting in the first round before he started sleeping with Sean McVay's wife, and they went after Stafford. But I mean, Goff balled out last week, so it's in Minnesota. It's going to be loud. Minnesota's got a team, but no, this game. You said you don't touch this game. What's the over under again, Mr. Harry the Greek?
50.5 points.
Oh, I'm going. Oh,
You got to go. Would you go over on that?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Would you go over?
I'm
if
going under.
you like the over, you have to like Detroit.
Guess what? I
Over.
like the over.
There we go.
And I like the Lions.
You heard it
game.
live right here on 1252 Sports. The Greek is staying away from this game. He went to Texas, which means El Paso. And both of my colleagues are absolutely loving Detroit in the over.
Well, here's the thing: we're not professionals. People don't listen.
Well, we're
to
not
us.
professionals, but I tell you right now, the way
You're professional now.
Well, there you go. The way the Lions have played
great.
lately, and the way Minnesota played last week versus the Philadelphia Eagles, and that explosive offense, I think Detroit can give them a problem. I do.
Drew, thank you for the question. Tim Weatherspoon says the new guy with no beard is that Jacob Charnow?
What the hell's
Good.
the new guy
I
with
like
no
that.
beard thing?
Jacob is older.
No, I mean Pete's been looking.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes he acts like it, right?
Troy Polamalu says, do you guys think Mike Evans will ever get along with his biological father,
An
Marshawn
asshole.
Lattimore? You know, I got to tell you, man, that's a great comment. That might
You
be
know
the
what's funny?
comment of the
How
week.
can he be his father when Lattimore is Evans' bitch?
Hey, that's a really good one. But I got to
Yes.
tell you, when I was first reading this comment, I was like, really? He's asking a really good, concise question. And then, of course, he gives you that zing at the end. That is why we love you here on 1252 Sports, Mr. Troy. Honest to God, that's why we love you. Troy says, when Mike Evans can't get open, he resorts to violence.
Well, he doesn't because the guy touched his quarterback. The guy was talking smack to BA and then Leonard Fournette, and then he threw a punch against Leonard Fournette. That's why he was fine. I still don't understand why the NFL didn't suspend him in the first place. They just suspended Evans. I get what Evans did, but what did Marshawn Lattimore do? He was the instigator in the whole thing.
And we're not going to go back.
But here's the thing.
Why? Why shouldn't we go back to him? The NFL dropped the ball on it. Why are we not going back to it? Who is listening? Roger Goodell, the Players Association, they freaking dropped the ball.
I already made my voice heard.
All right.
Well, I
offered
didn't.
an
I think
opinion.
it's BS.
I've offered my opinion
All El
numerous
Paso.
times. Never should have been suspended.
Ridiculous.
And if he was
Overreaction.
since Mike Evans was suspended, there's 2 other players that should have been suspended.
Right.
One of them being, God, why do I got Brashard Perriman in my mind? You moron?
Because you love Brashard Perriman.
No,
That's
I
your
don't.
favorite wide receiver.
Wait,
By the way,
Harry,
catch
Harry, give my
Tommy
music.
go-ahead touchdown last week. Just saying.
Harry, where's
Great
my
Thanks,
music?
throw
Ray.
by Brady. Yes.
Where's my music? I haven't been able to dance like once in the
God.
last hour.
Oh God! Why do we
give
need
our
to have
fans what they
music
want?
for?
We got
Here we
the
go.
music,
Well,
baby.
that's
feel it.
exactly what the fans wanted. It was
Let me
for-
feel it.
to see a grown man dance with a keg belly.
And twerk. And twerk. And we go. And we go. And we go. All right, that's enough. Thank you.
All right, enough of you guys. You're the one that is the instigator on this. I mean, where do you lie on this, Ray? For me, I felt
Listen,
like it was
nobody
pretty
should have been
simple.
suspended, but since Mike Evans was suspended, unfortunately,
Hey, can I tell you guys?
Marshawn
what I-
Lattimore should have been suspended. And the real unfortunate part of it was the shit talker himself, Mr. Tom Brady.
Can I go deep
Honestly,
for a second?
Well, I mean,
Can I go
he just
deeper?
talked.
But how about none of the 3 got suspended? He got pushed, for Christ's sakes.
Can I go deep?
Honestly, Lattimore should have been suspended before. Well, I don't know. I don't.
He
know,
threw a
man.
punch.
Can I go
he
deep?
threw a punch at Leonard
Hey.
Fournette. I don't care if it
with a
connected
helmet
or not.
on.
Right.
With the helmet on.
I mean,
Okay,
how
the
smart
pen.
are you? Honestly,
Go ahead,
how
Ray.
smart?
Go ahead, Ray.
It's not just the concussions to the top of the head that cause chronic traumatic encephalopathy. It's also the base of the spine where it joins at the back of the skull. And this is just a biological thing that I know because I'm not a doctor, but I slept at a Holiday Inn last night. What I'm saying is the
And
moment
you
that
saved a whole bunch of money in your car insurance by switching to Miller Lite.
Jeez.
rode off in a Hyundai, win the Super
Wow.
Bowl. All right. Anyway, the thing is, the moment Evans rumps in there and pushes Lattimore enough to where he actually super flexes back, the moment he cricks his neck, that becomes violent enough to have to be a suspension, not just because of the concussion theory. But you're right, though, Pete. He didn't throw a punch at Fournette. He pushed a hand at him. I still think the Evans suspension is righteous. I don't think if Lattimore would have really thrown back on him or got back up and got in his face, and yeah, of course, it would have been beyond the whistle and he would have got him too. I think it's good.
Well, Marshawn Lattimore, and I'm going to put this to bed right now. I don't want to talk about it anymore. He won. He won.
No, Bucks won.
And the New Orleans Saints won.
Actually,
that
they
debate.
lost.
No,
That
he
won.
won because he got Mike Evans out of the game.
It was a good trade.
But
It was a
Bucks
good
won
trade.
because the trade-off is the
It was a
Bucks
good
are
trade.
good enough to play without a Mike Evans. The Saints are not good enough to play without Marshawn Lattimore, so they lost. And furthermore, we all lost last Sunday when the refs decided to stick their whistle in their mouth instead of call the right calls.
Boom.
And if you want to know why
Yeah.
it got
There it
out of
is.
control in the first place,
Tell us.
those refs
Preach
should have been
on.
suspended. They should have nipped it in the bud from the very
Amen.
first place.
Preach on, Peter.
Thank you.
All right. That was like a beyond the
Sean
story.
Hockley, awful.
Was that
horrible.
Sean? Was Hockley there last week too, Pete?
Yes, he's a chip off the
Oh,
old block.
The same guy that lets Brady take the freaking helmet to the chin in the NFC play in the divisional playoff game and doesn't throw the flag. That guy's an asshole.
Yeah, he can be.
Okay,
You
go
know,
ahead.
Fat Mike would be really proud of us today.
Well, I didn't use the F word.
No.
Your neighbors.
All
are
right,
like,
guys, let's talk a little bit of football now and other stuff here. Baltimore, New England. Baltimore is favored by 3 points and the total's 44. Ray, who do you like?
Wait, what was it again? I'm sorry, I was.
Baltimore is a 3-point favorite at New England and the total's 44.
Oh, boom,
You like
boom.
you like a side, or do you want to go to Texas?
I'm going under because there's no way Carson Wentz is going to suddenly find it against that Bill Belichick, or not Carson Wentz, but Matt Ryan's going to get comfortable against that Bill Belichick defense, and so I think it's going to be a low-scoring affair. I go.
You say
under.
Baltimore?
Yeah,
Didn't you say-
Baltimore's
no, it
minus
was-
3?
Yeah, that's
Wait,
Lamar
it's-
Jackson.
oh, wait, it's
Carson
Bal-
Wentz.
Oh,
No,
it's
he-
Bal-
it's okay. Ray's had a beer. Leave him alone.
Hey, I've had a beer, so it's Baltimore at New England.
He had a beer and
Yes,
a bump.
Lamar
Leave him
Jackson,
alone.
not Carson
I'm
Wentz. You
still
shut
going-
up and be quiet.
Look, I'm still going under because Bill Belichick's going to stop the tight ends. Lamar Jackson's going to be frustrated. He's going to do some Super Mario play, but they're still going to go over and under in this game. I truly believe it. I don't know.
Yeah. Like Peter.
I'm going to take Baltimore in this game. And
Hmm.
I think Baltimore rebounds from last week. I get it. New England won against Pittsburgh. I'm not sold on this offense. I like Mac Jones, but anytime you've got who's calling the plays there for offensively,
Who cares?
right?
Matt
You know,
Judge.
listen,
Well, it's a
man,
defensive coordinator who's
Listen.
never called
listen.
plays before in the NFL. I like Baltimore in this game.
Wait, Matt
I need-
Patricia's calling him?
Yeah, Matt
I-
Patricia is calling him.
I,
Yes.
I need
Jesus.
to get my my Barry voice going here.
Sure, go
Here we go.
ahead.
After the
Ooh.
colossal collapse, okay, that Baltimore gave up against Miami,
Mm.
they're not that bad. New England's a very conservative team. They're not going to be able to throw the ball deep.
No.
They're not.
No.
Okay.
No.
This is a trap game, but I'm going to fall right into the trap. You heard it here. It's my second best pick of the week. Take Baltimore, lay the wood, lay the 3 points, and
I like it.
great. Buffalo at Miami. We talked a little bit about this game. Buffalo has a ton of injuries right now. They're 4-point favorites, and the total's 54 points. You know, and on Buffalo side, Micah Hyde, Dane Jackson, Ed Oliver, Jordan Phillips, Jordan Poyer, sorry. They're out. I mean, they're not even playing. Wide receiver Gabe Davis, Dawson Knox, Mitch Moore, and defensive tackle Time Settle.
Tim Settle, yeah.
I know it's time.
Is it time? I thought it was.
It's time for what? It's time for what?
It's spelled time.
Well, you spelled it wrong then because it should be Tim.
I copy and pasted. Okay.
Okay. Well, they're wrong.
That's his recipe.
No, it's Tim Settle, not Time Settle.
Okay.
He needs time for his recipe.
The Dolphins, they're tight. They're pretty. You know what I got to tell you, they're pretty healthy. Carter's out. Hunter Long is out, but Teron Armstead, Raekwon Davis, Xavier Howard, Cedric Wilson Jr. They're all questionable.
Mm-hmm.
I got to be honest with you. I kind of like the Dolphins at home here on the money line, you know, and, you know, look, it's easy to take the points. You take an underdog and you give that out as a pick and you put them on the money line. That's pretty strong.
Right. I still think Buffalo is the top team in this division, and maybe Miami State. I'm not sure what to.
Ray, we need a weather forecast, Ray.
Yeah, hold on a sec.
Hurricane Ian, right? It's still like really far that way, and hopefully it's going to continue going that way before it turns this way, which puts it off the coast and it falls up in somewhere. Hope it's going to go somewhere. If it's like this in Miami, if it's overcast like this, I like the Dolphins because again, I alluded to the Waddle and Tariq tiring that that Bills defense out, but I still like. I hear you guys. Are you talking about me? Are you talking about me?
No, we're not talking about you right now. And going out to it here. Hold on a sec. There we go. All right. So we are back here.
No, I was gonna, I can tell you, I
gotta share this with everybody. My wife is the only person in the entire world. She's a great cook, but she can't boil eggs. She could burn boiling water.
Wow.
I love it.
Well, I mean, that's why I have an air fryer in the first place.
But seriously, this game,
is this a go to Texas? Is this a go to Texas one?
I know Buffalo, Miami.
Yeah,
no, it's not, man. I'm telling you,
it's a second favorite.
Miami's winning this game outright.
Okay,
that's
Miami
a great.
wins this game outright. Okay,
that's as deep as Pittsburgh in Week 1.
Would be,
I like it.
And I'm telling you why.
Well, all the injuries to Buffalo.
It's the injuries for Buffalo. Cincinnati's -6. They're a touchdown without the extra point. Favorite at the New York Giants. The grand total's 44.5. I'm going to Texas. I know I shouted out there because someone put me in the corner. Look, man, it wouldn't surprise me that the Jets win this game outright. This is a team that's moving up.
Jets or Giants?
The Jets.
Jets versus Cincinnati?
Yeah.
Lay the wood, Cincinnati. They need the win.
A get right win.
The Jets are coming off a big victory last week. I'm going to take the Cincinnati Bengals. Yes.
Wow, that's strong.
Yes.
Ray, what do you like?
Yes.
If Robert Saleh would grow some hair on his head to match his beard, I would like the Jets in this game. But I like what Pete's saying. I like Cincinnati in a get-right game because that offensive line, they're not going to get worse. They're only going to get better as they get more time together. So they're going to figure this thing out, and they're going to get it going.
And I know what you're saying. Everybody wants a good story. And, yes, this Bengals team has been very disappointing being 0-2 at this point.
Oh, wait a minute. Who said they wouldn't make the playoffs this year?
You did.
But
who said they wouldn't even finish 500 this year?
You did. But
you did.
I cannot fathom, Leo word, that Cincinnati's going to be 0-3. They're going to beat the Jets today.
You know, there's a lot of teams that are winless that actually have a chance. Going back to the comments, and then we're going to go to the picks. Drew Pagona says Minnesota has one of the worst O-lines in the leagues, and they beat the brakes off of that Green Bay defense.
Thank you.
That's a great point. It's also a division game.
It's different, right? Because it counts for two. Yeah, and they both know each other.
That's why I was kind of scolding the both of you when we were talking about New Orleans defense being better than Green Bay's.
Yeah, but Saints almost every year. You got to give them credit. They're a physical defense. They have lots of physicality.
Physical. They're not as good as this Green Bay team. And I'll tell you what, after the show, I'm going to go ahead and bring it up, and I'm going to show you why.
Okay.
And I'm going to let it pass the eye test. We're going to learn you something today.
Well, see, here's the thing, though. Green Bay's defense may play well today, but is that because their defense is good, or is it because right, or is it because Tampa Bay?
I have no idea who this is.
Okay,
these are fun. These are fun.
I know who this is.
We love these kind of phone calls. Welcome to the Over Under. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're live on the air.
Hi, is this Chip and Dale's?
No.
Yeah, it
No,
is, baby.
Big board.
Yeah, it is, baby.
Is this who I think it is?
It is. It is Andrew.
Eh?
Yes.
It
A.
is not.
Is that my boy?
Yes.
This is my brother from another mother.
It's the big board. What's going on, buddy?
The Red
Hey,
Rocket himself.
What's
The
the
red
area?
rifle, huh?
Hey, on
Red
on the
Rocket.
Oh,
on
really?
the hey guys, on the
Yeah.
phone. What's it say on the phone as far as the area code? Maple syrup.
It says, it says 780 and says
He's calling from
Alberta.
He's calling from some girl's house, Alberta.
Calgary, Alberta, Canada, correct?
Eh?
How are you, brother?
Close enough, but yeah, I'm good, gents. It's good to hear from you guys.
Now wait a
today.
minute. Wait a minute. Alberta,
You
isn't
look
that
good
close
in
to
that
Regina?
Will you shut up and be quiet and let the guy talk?
What's happening, Andrew? Thanks so much for calling in, buddy.
I'm glad you said.
Hey, thank you guys for having me.
Andrew,
Absolutely.
I'm glad. Hey, brother, I'm glad you brought it up. We're undefeated. I'm in this. We're 2-0. We're going for 3-0. I'm wearing this the entire season. We're going to be 20-0. Is it 20 now with 17 games? It's going to stay on even after the Bucks lose because honestly, Peter's been telling me how much he likes it.
I find it funny that the jersey that you wear is the same exact number that my daughter has for her favorite jersey. So that makes it that much better. Thank you for wearing the greatest number that my daughter loves. Thank you.
Who is
There you
that?
go.
Which jersey? Who is it?
She's got the Dougie Martin one.
Oh, and then tell her I love her, and that's why I'm wearing it. You tell that little sweetheart that I'm wearing it for her and for the
but
Bucks.
Andrew, that jersey he's wearing, that's how small little muscle hamster was, because that's game worn right there.
Damn right.
Yeah,
I
game
got
worn. All right.
I got a question.
What you got?
I got a question.
What do you got, bro?
I got a question.
What you got?
What is with this over under on the Houston Chicago game?
Oh,
You know what? That's a great question. It's the lowest total of the week. It's 39, believe it or not, Andrew. And that game right now, the Bears for some reason are 3-point favorites as well.
wow.
Wow.
That's low. What is that like? Coach Lovie Smith comes back to Chicago and just a defensive brawl breaks out between Eberflus and Smith. I mean, I think that Justin Fields will get off some on that. You don't think
They're going to get off all right.
What? No, Deshaun doesn't play till week 11.
That's true.
Oh,
We had to throw a little
low-hanging fruits.
We had to throw a little Deshaun. Why do you ask on that particular game with Houston and Chicago? Is there a side that you like there, or you like an over/under on that?
Yeah, I'm taking the over for sure. That's going to be a lock. But I'm just wondering, like, one of the reasons I figured I'd call is because one, I miss you guys, but two, this is Chicago. So, like, Justin Fields is going up a very Swiss cheese defense at home. How can he alone not put up, say, 28 points and Houston come back with another 13? Like, how is anyone even considering the under 39 on this one? What am I missing
I like
here?
it. I don't either.
You know, it's a great question. I understand exactly where you're coming from. I myself am not going to have a position in this game. And if I did, I would be taking Houston on the money line, to be honest with you, because I don't like what I'm seeing from Chicago's offense at all. Luke Getsy, it looks like he couldn't coach an offensive game plan for Pee Wee football. Okay, it looked that bad in my opinion. That San Francisco game, hey, bro, that was just pure luck. They went up against Green Bay. They looked good on one drive, and Green Bay went, okay, there's going to be no more of that coming here.
Yeah.
And they just couldn't make the adjustments. Look, man, 26 pass attempts. 26
in 2 games.
In two games. There are teams. Every team in the National Football League has a minimum of 26 completions, let alone attempts.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
But look, with that being said, Lovey's defense is playing. They're very underrated. And you know just as well as I do and everybody else does that I absolutely love Davis Mills coming out of college. I thought this kid's going to be the real deal, given the proper amount of time, and he could be the quarterback in this entire draft class, in my opinion. Okay. Houston, I'll tell you what, it's going to be a very interesting game, and you're right. This wouldn't surprise me to see a high-scoring game, but I wouldn't get too excited. As you said it, Houston's got a Swiss cheese defense, and Chicago's defense isn't much better right now.
Fair enough. Which, by the way, what?
You know what? With that being
really
said,
cold?
you know what? With that being said, I am jumping on the Andrew Fulbert bandwagon. I am betting the over. He has just convinced me. You're absolutely correct. Justin Fields is going to look like Joe Montana, and Davis Mills is going to look just like Dan Marino in this game.
Why not? Let's see it. Let's see it. I favor Chicago in this game, even though I've been very vocal about how this organization has treated Justin Fields. I feel like
110 million in cap space
next year, but he's going to have to get through it this year, and they have not provided those opportunities for him to be ultra successful in this offense, in my opinion. So either A, they want to see this guy get killed, or B, he is not their quarterback, because I can't understand or fathom, like you talked about, that offensive line not being as good as it should be.
Listen,
you're not giving your quarterback any situation at this point. Then on top of it, you're not giving him the weapons that he deserves.
This offensive line blocks just fine for running. Okay. They're not a really good pass protecting team.
That's a problem.
It takes a couple. Yeah, but when you have a mobile quarterback and you don't call design rollouts for him, that's another problem. But that's for another subject.
I agree.
I am really glad we got Andrew Faubert on, because we're going to go ahead and cover some of these games, because you know what? I love this guy's picks. And if you haven't had a chance, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you go out to North Sports Dynasty and catch Mr. Andrew Faubert in his shows. I don't know what nights he does, because
Big board.
You know, they're crazy Canadians. They go whenever they want.
That's
you know,
it.
Today, tomorrow, the next day. You know, it's whichever way the pipe passes. Correct, Andrew?
Oh,
exactly.
All right.
And the pipe just got passed to me. So which picks you got?
All righty.
Nice.
Detroit at Minnesota. Minnesota's a 6-point favorite at home. The total's 50.5 points. What do you like there, Andrew?
Give me Detroit 6.5. That's one of my locks for the week for sure. This Detroit team looks amazing right now, and I don't know what's going to necessarily stop them, and it's definitely not going to be Kirk Cousins. So I'll take Detroit.
Okay, Ray.
Detroit.
See, I'm taking Detroit. Take Detroit, and yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to Texas. This team hasn't done anything in 2 decades, and the reason why they're having this type of success, in my opinion, is because it's got a new coaching staff. It's the second year. I mean, look, man, they could be the real deal. And I would nothing would make me happier than to see a team that has been so bad for so long actually have some success. If I'm not mistaken, Detroit's last playoff win, I don't think Andrew was born yet.
But you bring this up. This is their second year coaching. You've got guys like a Deuce Staley here. You've got Aaron Glenn.
Hasn't it been longer for them
it's been
than
a
the
long,
Dallas Cowboys?
For what? To win a Super Bowl? I mean, they never won a Super Bowl, but playoffs?
Just to win a playoff game.
I think it's been a long, playoffs. It's been a long time. I think they do believe in Dan Campbell. I do believe the Lions. They do have some weapons on this team. Of course, it comes down to Jared Goff, but when you have a DeAndre Swift, a St. Brown there, I mean, they've got some weapons in this offense, and they've shown. And look, they gave, even though they get down early to Philadelphia, they come storming back, only lose the game 3 points. So, honestly, this team could be 2-0 right now. I believe in Dan Campbell because I watched Hard Knocks. I like the Lions. I didn't like what I saw against Minnesota. And look, at the end of the day, to me, Kirk Cousins is just stealing money. He is what he is. He's like Dak Prescott. Somebody made a comparison this week. They're the same type of quarterback. He's making lots of money and not making those plays.
Guys, do you know what
he's
the odds
stealing
are?
money?
Now think about this. Okay?
Yes.
If Detroit goes into Minnesota and wins, okay, hypothetically,
sure,
and Green Bay gets smacked around by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Chicago's going to lose against Houston like I think they're going to, you're talking about the first place Detroit Lions.
I don't think it's that far-fetched. It's
far-fetched.
I don't think it's that far-fetched, and I'll tell you why I don't think it's that far-fetched, because this Lions team believes in that coaching staff. They believe in what he's preaching, and I always go back to this situation, right? I mean, for me, it's about the Bucs. The second year of Tony Dungy, they start out 0-8. They finish up 6-10. They carry the Mo over to the next year. They make the playoffs. I'm not saying it's going to happen here, but it seems like it's kind of that same synergy, if you will, with this coaching staff and with this belief from these players.
Pete,
I think the Lions are dangerous.
Pete,
yes.
Let me wrap that one up. Pete, who was the team? The very last game played at the Big Sombrero. Who was the team? The Buccaneers.
That would be
Green Bay Packers.
That would be the Detroit Lions in the playoff
There you go. Let's wrap that baby up and put it under the tree.
Would it be Herman Moore in that game? Who else was in that game? Was Sanders still in there?
Derek Brooks. No, Barry Sanders wasn't. But I'm just saying we could wrap it up by talking about
in '97. Wasn't he there? 97 wasn't Sanders there?
Oh man,
still?
I don't think so. I just remember I remember
I'm
from that game is our defense just owned it. We won like 10-6. I mean, it was a really low scoring game, but man, after
10-6, bud, it was
20 to like 10.
20-10. Yeah.
Let's move on because we'll be on here till halftime of next week.
Well, that's okay.
Kansas City at Indianapolis.
Totally fine.
Winless Indianapolis is catching 6 points at home. Andrew, you like the game, or are you going to Texas, which means El Paso?
One of my other locks of the week here is going to be Kansas City hitting that spread of -5.5. I had a lot of high hopes with the Colts coming into this season, but they just don't seem like the team that can actually run with a good veteran quarterback. So I'm going to take Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs at -5.5 this week.
Ray?
Yeah, I would take that for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I think the most disappointing team in the National Football League has to be the Indianapolis Colts. I mean, you thought before the season with the veteran presence like a Matt Ryan that he would be able to solidify that position. But, gentlemen, he clearly looks like he is done. He is washed up. He has seen his best days, and that is a problem for the Colts. In fact, they are becoming the Cleveland Browns where quarterbacks go to die. Oh. And I tell you right now, they're going to die a slow and painful death versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Take the Chiefs big.
You know what? I say go to Texas in this game. Never lay that many points on the road, especially to a dog that is in a corner and getting ready to die. And with that defense in a running game, be very careful. But I will give you this, guys. If you like Kansas City in this game, play the under. Because that means Indianapolis isn't going to score points. But if you do like Indianapolis, go ahead and play the over. I'm going to Texas. That means it's El Paso. Raiders at the Tennessee Titans. The Raiders on the road are a 1.5 favorite who absolutely choked. I don't know if it was worse than what the Baltimore Ravens did. Probably not. But honestly, real quick, Andrew, who do you like? Raiders -1.5 or Tennessee catching the 1.5 and the total's 45.5?
Give me El Paso on this one just because Tennessee is still a very dominant team and we're just waiting for them to finally click. So I'll El Paso on this one.
I'm going to join you. Ray?
I'm taking Tennessee in a 1.5.
Okay.
Wait, does that right?
Yeah, you did it perfect.
I'm going to take Tennessee in this game. I think they're a lock to win. They have to win. It's a must win at this point. Look for Derrick Henry to really blow up today. Gentlemen, he has been disappointing his first 2 games of the season. They're going to run the ball versus Derrick Henry. It's going to be a challenge today for the Raiders, and the Raiders are going to fail that challenge. They're going 0-3.
And you know what? This is a game I'm not going to bet. I'm going to jump on the bandwagon with Mr. Andrew Faubert, the big board. I'm going to go to Texas. With that being said, Derrick Henry, in my opinion, still going to continue to struggle. He's not the running back he has been in the past couple of years. Also, the Raiders will get their running game going in this game today. They're on the road. I don't trust it. Stay away from it. I cannot bet any money in this game. Philadelphia at Washington. Philadelphia is a 6.5-point favorite. Which team comes out? The one that was choking against the Lions, but they got lucky to get the win? Or, wait a minute, the one that just blew out the Minnesota Vikings, who is the best team in the NFC North, at the Washington Commanders. Hey, man, 6.5 points at home. Andrew, who do you like and why?
Don't tempt me with a good time because I'm just going to El Paso this one too. I hate divisional games. I really do, because it can go either which way. It could be like 45-3 for the Commanders today at some point. So I'm just going to El Paso it.
Texas, baby. I love it. Tampa.
If Chase Young were back, which he's not, I would have to give the Washington Commanders a little more luck at home. I also think that Daniel Snyder will try again to somehow make the stadium fall on Jalen Hurts, probably this time on the way out to the field to give them a better chance. But no, I'm going to take Philadelphia in this one because I just saw a Philadelphia team on Monday night or this last week, whatever night they were, that they've got one of the best offensive lines, and they've got Mo right now. And that Jalen Hurts, he's starting to show me that as far as being the man, he is the man.
Peter?
I tend to agree with you guys on the El Paso. I think you pass on it, even though Philadelphia looked dominating on Monday night. I would take Philadelphia in this game if I was betting, but I don't know if I'm going to bet on it simply because it is a divisional matchup and you never know, it could go either way.
Go with Harry the Greek on this one. I am not going to Texas in this game. Very small position. Take the home team, even though they're an inferior team. I'm not saying they're going to win, but they should cover their 6.5 points. And if you wait to the last minute, you might even get 7 or 7.5.
So you're taking who in this game?
Absolutely. I'm taking Washington plus the points.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm taking Washington plus the points. Not because they're a better team. It's because of every reason that everybody brought out here. Andrew Faubert hates betting on division games because of this very same reason.
Right.
What I like what you did there though is you also you prefaced it with put a small position, and let's be honest, we put a small position because it's something that we look at and we analyze, think that this is definitely doable, but it also generates that extra little bit of interest in the game, which is exactly what. And this segment's been brought to you by Barstool or by DraftKings, but it kind of makes it a little more. It puts a little skin in the game, but you don't make a big position. You put a little something in there, and I definitely think that Ron Rivera defense could do it.
Yep, absolutely. Now we're going to go to the said game. Houston at the Chicago Bears. Andrew, Chicago's -3, totals 39. We already know you like the over. Is there anything you like on either side of the game?
The only other one that I got locked in for this game is Davis Mills to have over 1.5 passing TDs at +167. He missed it last week, and I just have a weird reason he's going to hit it this week. So give me Davis Mills at least 2 TDs for +167.
Ray.
Last week, it was an aberration. It was bad, Harry. You guys said it. I was excited. I'm like, oh, it's the big Sunday night game. And then Packers went in there and they made the Bears their bitch like Aaron Rodgers has done for so long. I still don't think that this Bears team is ready to give up. I like what Eberflus is selling. I think that they're going to buy in. But, man, if we have another showing like last week, then it shows that everybody's checking out and waiting for them to get next year where they have that big cap space. I like Chicago and I like the over. But, man, I hope they can make me happy.
All right. Peter.
I like Chicago in the over in this game. I like Justin Fields to throw for more than 2 touchdowns in this game versus Houston. I get it. Houston plays tough, but I think Chicago will have something waiting for Houston today.
Absolutely. I've always said stay away from games if you see an extremely low total and they're begging you to go over. 99% of the time, it always goes under. With that being said, I'm on board with Mr. Andrew Fulbert. Bet the over in this game. Why not? I don't think either defense is going to play that well. It's probably going to be 9-3 Chicago winning the football game. But you know what? I'm going to fall right into the trap. I don't mind going into the dog hole with my boys over here.
All right. Sounds good.
The next game, Jacksonville at the Chargers. Andrew, I know you get news, second source up there. Please tell me if you know Herbert's going to be possibly playing today.
He's probably going to play, but I don't know how well he's going to play.
3.5-point favorites. Who do you like?
I'm not going to touch this game, but if I had to, like you were saying with the small positional play, I would put a small positional play on the Chargers. They just seem like they still got it rolling, and their running game could probably take the win for them today if Herbert doesn't get them a couple of TDs they need. So I'll take the Chargers.
Good take. Tampa.
Ironically enough, Jacksonville's not that great of a traveling team, but you'll see today the Los Angeles Chargers have better home fans than the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams fans are jerks. But, no, I think that defense is going to make it hard. I mean, this guy's still only a second year for Trevor Lawrence in this league. He's starting to look like he could be the guy in the future, but right now he's still only a sophomore. And that defense with who do they got? The big with Bosa, but then the other defensive guys, help me out here.
The Chargers, they got Bosa, and then, of course, they got Khalil Mack.
That's what I meant. Yeah, they're going to make it hard on them.
Yeah, you got Jacksonville traveling east to the West Coast. That usually doesn't necessarily work out. Small position here for the Chargers if Justin Herbert plays. Jacksonville has shown improvement. Trevor Lawrence, of course, coming into a second year. The key is James Robinson, Mrs. Robinson. He hasn't been Mrs. Robinson this year because he's getting the carries.
Yep.
Showed out the last 2 games here. I think it's going to be close, but I like the Chargers, especially with the small position that Justin Herbert plays.
The least injured team right now, you believe it or not, are the Falcons and the Chargers. The Falcons, Elijah Wilkinson, he's got a personal matter. He's not even injured, and he's out. Otherwise, other than that, they got nothing. The Jaguars, our very own South St. Pete, Lakewood High School himself, Shaquille Griffin. He's questionable and probably going to play. For the Chargers, J.C. Jackson, Corey Lindsey, they're doubtful. Quarterback, Justin Herbert Ribs, Keenan Allen, Donald Parham, and Trey Perkins. They're just questionable. Even with that being said, lay the wood, 3.5. The Chargers have to win to keep pace in this division. They're going to win this game with or without Herbert.
Wow.
Next game.
Strong.
Next game is up for debate here. Green Bay, Tampa Bay. We'll make this kind of quick. I'm only kidding. Tampa Bay is -1 at home in a neutral field. That means that the Green Bay Packers right now are a favorite to beat this Tampa Bay team. Everybody in this panel knows why. It's because Tampa's very decimated in the offensive line, missing Godwins and Mike Evans. It's not looking really good, but their defense should go ahead and keep them in games, I don't think, with any kind of problems whatsoever. For the Packers, wide receiver Sammy Watkins is hamstring placed on the IR. David Bakhtiari's knee, Randall Cobb, which has an illness, Mercedes Lewis, which honestly is a non-factor, wide receiver Christian Watson, another non-factor, are questionable. But for the Buccaneers, Chris Godwin out, Donovan Smith out, Cade Otton, personal reasons, he's doubtful. Running back Leonard Fournette, Russell Gage, Julio Jones, can't say it, Rashard Perriman, they're questionable. Gentlemen, I'm going to start out with Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy. Green Bay's -1. Who do you like?
First off, your thoughts and prayers go out to Kate Otten, the rookie tight end. Of course, he lost his mother this week, and he's been dealing with that. So our thoughts and prayers are there because,
Yep.
But secondly, I think we're going to find out today that Jason Licht just has a way of building offensive lines. I think the Buccaneers could win this game with Blaine Gabbert at quarterback. I think this defense is going to be flying around showing why they are making a case to be one of the best defenses in the NFL in 2022. I still say 35-17, and I like the over at Bucks.
Wow.
Yeah,
Peter.
I have confidence in this Tampa Bay team simply because of what Ray said about this offensive line. They did a good job last week versus a good defense. They kept the pressure off of Tom Brady, even with a third-string tackle into Brandon Walton. With that being said, they're going to focus on running the ball. And by the way, guys, the Bucs have a great defense, but they also have this guy by the name of Tom Brady. I like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to win 24-13 over the Green Bay, the greatest of all time. And think about this, guys. In the four-game stretch here, you have Dallas, the Saints, you have the Packers, and the Chiefs. 3-0 here, looking real good versus the Chiefs. And this team will only get better with the health situation with their wide receivers.
I did a goat. And I'm like, that's not a goat. That's a freaking rat.
Go away, Ray.
You cannot make goat noises around.
What is Steve Mariucci doing there? Is that what is that? Is that a bear? What is that?
Let me go ahead and give you my take on this. I've talked about it. On a couple of different shows. I'm going to bring it up again. It's going to be a long week for both offensive lines. Okay, both defenses are balling right now. Tom Brady's probably going to suffer a little bit more in this game if they go to a passing attack because, hey, he's 45 years old and he's not mobile. Okay, and he does not like pressure in his face, but no quarterback likes pressure in their face. That's why they're going to run the ball and they're going to run the ball off. And it's going to be an ugly day for both offenses. Aaron Rodgers is not going to be any different. I'll tell you this much. The team that passes for more than 25 times gets sacked. You ready? A minimum of 5 times in this game. A minimum of 5 times. And I'm banking on it right now that Aaron Rodgers is going to be the guy that's going to try to throw the ball more than 25 times today. Look for the Bucs defense to get 1 turnover and possibly a score, and that should be the defense. This should be the difference in the game. Tampa Bay covers.
Like it.
Bucs defense eats. Bucs defense feeds.
Atlanta at Seattle.
Wait, no, hold on. We didn't get
Yes,
Andrew.
sir.
We didn't get Andrew's thought.
Oh, Andrew, I'm sorry.
It's all good. The only thing I was going to say is kind of the same thing that Ray said there. Hope Kate Otten's doing better next week. With that also being said, if Kate Otten does start next week, you don't think that Tom Brady's going to be throwing him the rock a lot to kind of have one of those games, if you know what I mean? Kind of like the Brett Favre game back in the day. I'm just saying. I'm going to take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers money line this week, and I would even go as far as having them at a -5 if you can find that line. I have a very sneaking suspicion that the Green Bay Packers are finally going to start to deteriorate when Aaron Rodgers cannot find the right people to actually throw the ball to, when our linebackers can cover your only target, which is a tight end.
Well, and here's the thing, guys, that nobody's looking at with the Green Bay Packers. Everybody's talking about the Bucs being beaten up, but you already have Sammy Watkins on the IR. He was one of their veteran presence wide receivers. You have Randall Cobb that is beaten up, and you also have Christian Watson, who is a little bit beaten up with the hamstring. So who is Aaron Rodgers throwing to? I know who Tom Brady's throwing to. Who is Aaron Rodgers throwing to? Oh, yeah.
Nothing.
Right.
It's about an equal type of wide receiver crew right now.
I actually think the Bucs are better at the wide receiving crew than the Packers, in my opinion.
I'm telling you right now, neither one of them have any star-studded talent out there whatsoever. Period. The end. You're missing Godwin. You're missing Mike Evans.
If Julio Jones plays.
No, hold on. And Julio Jones. He's probably not going to play.
Game time decision. We'll see.
But I'm just saying, if they put him on the field, it would be ridiculous right now. Why take the chance of getting this guy hurt? Run the football, play defense, and get another ugly win out there,
dude.
right?
I understand doing that.
You know what? Well, let me tell you something.
Guys, here's the difference between – hold on. Here's the difference between the Packers and the Bucs. Brady and those wide receivers know each other. Nobody – Rodgers and that wide receiving crew, they've already had trouble in the offseason. Rodgers has already called them out. You're not throwing the guys that know that offense or know Rodgers at this point. So I favor the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in that respect.
Perfect. We're going to move on to the next game.
Wait, let me say this. You asked me what I thought. Now, if they talk about a Dillon and the running backs for the Packers, they're going to try to get them off all day. If it was the late 80s, early 90s, and they had Dorsey Levens at running back still there in Green Bay, I would like the Packers to do that, but not against this Buccaneers defense. The Packers are going to continue trying it. That's what LaFleur's going to try and do, get that run game going today. But against the Bucs at home, they're going to show why they have the best defense against the run in the National Football League.
I can. My sentiments exactly. Atlanta at Seattle. I'm going to Texas. Seattle's a point favorite, but I like the over in this game. Believe it or not, the over and under is 41. Bet the over. Andrew.
Which game is this again, sir?
Atlanta at Seattle. Seattle's -1. Seattle's -1 at home against Atlanta, and the total's 41.
Yeah, I'm not El Paso on this one. Both teams are absolutely atrocious this year, so anything can happen.
Amen. Tampa Bay Ray.
Atlanta. I like them today. I like they're going to get
covering
off.
the point. Good, Ray. Peter.
Covering the point.
I'm going to Texas on this. Both horrendous teams at this point. And as I said before, Marcus Mariota is your starting quarterback. You don't have a starting quarterback.
And I'm saying bet the over. Bet the over 41. Atlanta can't play defense, and I honestly think they're good for 21 to 24 points today. The Rams, -4 at Arizona. I'm going to Texas. Total's 48 points. Andrew?
I can't put this one.
I don't know what you just said.
It's that Canadian phone line.
Brother.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break up there a little bit? My apologies.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
I'll go El Paso on this one as well.
Absolutely. Ray?
Yeah, I'm going El Paso just because of the mere fact that I hate both these teams. I could give a shit.
Could we possibly get a unanimous decision?
El Paso.
That means we're going to Texas, baby. Down the road motors. Get it? That's pretty good. San Francisco, a rejuvenated offense, -1.5 at the Denver Broncos.
Oof.
And the total's 44 points. Can I start out with this one?
Please.
Run with the 49ers in this game. Jimmy
What?
Garoppolo is going to go ahead and take care of business on the road. Play them on the money line. One of my top picks of the week. Andrew.
Wow. I would probably go the opposite on it. I am going to El Paso on it, but if I had to put a small little bit on it, I'd probably go Denver this week, to be honest with you.
I can understand that, Ray.
What was the line again?
San Francisco's favorite by 1.5. Totals 44.
It's almost like a pick 'em. I like the home team. Because I thought Nathaniel Hackett was going to get it going. I can't think that Russell Wilson just forgot how to play quarterback, and they're playing in Mile High, and I think Judy could get off. I like the home team here. I like the Broncos to cover and win.
Ray? Peter?
It's a new offense. Russell Wilson is going to struggle. San Francisco has a good defense. They finally have a quarterback that has solidified their position. As I've said before, Trey Lance was not the answer. Now he's definitely not the answer with the injury.
It wouldn't have been an answer either, but I'm just saying.
Right. Well, you got Jimmy Garoppolo at the controls again. He knows this offense. I favor the San Francisco 49ers in this game.
I guess I'm last.
Mm-hmm. What do you say? It's a tough game. It is a pick-em game. I mean, if you're going to bet,
I've already gave everybody the pick. I like the 49ers on the road, but we're going to go to the last game, and we're going to start out with Ray. We're going to go to Peter, then Andrew, and then I'm taking over. The Dallas Cowgirls are at the New York Giants. The Giants are, you ready? They're a favorite for 2 consecutive weeks in a row. They're -1. And get this, guys, the total is 39.5. Ray?
Can you give me my music and go full screen, and I'll give you my pick?
And I'm gonna do that right here, baby boy.
What was the line again? What was the line again, Harry the Greek?
I'm gonna tell you who the line is, Ray. The New York Giants are favored by 1 point, and the total's 39.5.
If you're talking about New York Giants, you're talking about Brian Daboll's. And that coach, he has some big ones. I like the Giants. I don't think they left this team. I don't think Coach Judge left this team entirely vacant of any kind of talent. They're at home, and Danny Dimes is actually starting to throw that football. The fact of the matter is, I just hate the freaking Cowboys. I want to say Cooper Rush can be a great story. Oh, I forgot to dance. Cooper Rush can be a great story. But at home, the Giants, they start out 3-0. The NFC East is now back to the NFC East when just last season they were the NFC least. The Giants in a runaway at home against those Cowboys.
Oh, that's funny, man. That's just funny.
Was it really?
We're going to stay on Ray for a minute.
Okay.
We're going to stay on Ray for a minute. That's
right.
enough for Ray. That's enough for Ray. Okay. Oh, yeah. Andrew Faubert, what are you thinking?
There is a gentleman who is coaching that New York Giants squad by the name of Brian Daboll. And if you find out where this man was born, you'll find out that he comes from my neck of the woods.
Hey?
And I can only bet on people who come from my neck of the woods. So I'm going to be taking Brian Daboll and the New York Giants money line today.
Money line. You're giving up more juice. Just lay out the one.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. I just looked at that too. Yeah, give me that -1.
That's right. Give me the -1. And Ray, show him where the vig is.
Right here, but what does -1 mean? I mean, you can't have a tie.
Ray, that means you're
I just actually, you know what's funny is I actually stuck my finger in my vig. I didn't know why.
Oh,
I was asking a question. Wow. Oh, that's wrong.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I need another beer.
And a little quiet storm. Peter Blake.
Sorry.
The key is Saquon Barkley is running again and he's healthy. I like the New York Giants in this game.
Okay. Am I up?
Yes, you're
Seriously,
up.
Am I up?
You're up.
Yep, I'm up because this is my game, not of the week. It's my game of the year. Okay. Absolutely. Take the New York Giants and shove your money into the center of the table, not only with both hands. Andrew Faubert is going to laugh when I say this, but put your feet on the table. Make sure you don't leave one chip behind. Shove them all in the middle. This is my game of the week. They are going to crush the Dallas Cowboys. Now, if everybody remembers correctly, on another platform long ago, when the Dallas Cowboys were going to invade the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Tampa was only a 6-point favorite, and I was telling everybody to shove it in with both feet and both hands. Yeah, and that game was closer than what it was, and I lost. But not this time, baby.
Not this time.
The Cowgirls are going down badly. Absolutely badly. And there's Ray. Oh, God.
Oh, you really had to show that.
Oh,
my
Lord.
God.
That was good.
That was in the comments. I didn't know you were going to go full screen. Giving back in again.
He's playing
oh, God.
Chill me right now.
Absolutely love the
Chill
Giants
me.
in this game.
Idiots.
Now, on a side note, here's some not proposition bets, but these are a different type of bets I like to play with a little bit. And they just have individual team totals for the half. Over or unders. Detroit, over or under 10 points. Andrew, quick.
At the house? Yeah, over.
Over. Peter.
Over.
Ray.
Over.
I say under in this game. I'm only kidding. All three of us unanimous. It's over. Indianapolis, over or under 10 points in the first half. Andrew.
Over.
Ray.
Under.
Peter.
Under.
I say go to Texas. Washington, the Commanders, over or under 9. Andrew, first half.
I'm going to go over.
Perfect. Ray.
I'm going to go over.
Peter.
I think it's gonna,
Over.
Easy over on this one. They're going to score 17 in the first half. Houston Texans, over or under? Be careful. 7 points. Andrew.
Over.
Ray.
Oh, over.
Peter.
Texas.
Yeah.
Texas in this one?
No, I'm just joking. I'm going to go over.
I'm going to go over as well. Chicago Bears, over or under 9 points? Ray.
Over.
Peter.
Over.
Andrew.
Over.
Over. I go over too. Now, here's a good one for you. We'll start with Andrew Faubert. Green Bay, over or under 9.5 points?
Over.
Ray.
First quarter, right? Or first half?
First half.
Man, I thought we've been doing quarters this whole time. Yeah, it's going to be, I said 35-17. It's going to, I'm going under. Beat me from here.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's the first time that the three of us, not four of us, but the three of us between Tampa Bay Ray, Peter Blake, and Harry the Greek, definitely going to go under 9.5 points on this one. Andrew, what else you got, buddy? Tell everybody where they can find you, even though we can't see you.
You can find me, North Sports Dynasty, every Friday night, talking about fantasy football and everything going around the league. And then you can tune in on Sunday nights where we got the Maple Buck Show going on to get you updated with all the Buccaneer news. And we got some more stuff coming down the pipe here pretty damn soon. Gentlemen, as always, it was a damn pleasure being on the same screen as you. And I hope I can join you again real soon. And I will be talking to you again.
I will be sending you a link next week, Mr. Faubert. I hate this being on your dime. Let me know what I owe you because you're always a gentleman and a scholar. It's so much pleasure to have you on. Have a really good day, man.
See you, big board.
I'll just make my money. I'll make my money back tonight, baby. You know how it is. Have a great night, gents. I'll talk to you later.
Go Bears. Can you give me a go Bears?
Go Bears, go Bucks, and go Red Wings.
Red Wings.
God.
Wait a minute. This is lightning
He
country.
had to do that. Let's get to some of the comments, right, Ray?
Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and show Ray sitting over there. Ray, we need a weather update. How's the hurricane coming?
I was going to the bathroom. Give me a second.
Oh, my God. Get off.
Oh, God.
Hey, do you have that stuff in the pool? Hey, do you have that stuff in the pool that turns red if somebody goes to the bathroom, Harry?
See, puto.
Oh, geez.
Oh, okay. Then I'll hold it. So far, it's still just overcast. It's definitely, there's clouds off the coast, but this is just like a milky sky. It's not going to rain.
Carnage out there?
You said milky sky.
No, but there's a palm frond down, but I'm pretty sure that's been down for a week or two, so that's not a product of the storm.
That's the effect of the hurricane coming.
Oh, God.
Christopher Cole says, I've been trying to find your show on 1252 Sports, but I haven't been getting notifications on them on my Topher Facebook account. Chris, you have to DM Fat Mike on that one. I've had a few people telling me about that. I don't know why there's been a difficulty on it, but thank you so much for letting us know that and always for watching the show. Tony Williams says, do you think Justin will throw for 3 touchdowns? No. Andrew Faubert says, oh my God, Ray. I think he kind of likes your outfit. Tim Wotherspoon says, Ray, no one's going to say anything because you're supposed to sound like you.
You know what you're talking about.
Sounds like you know what you're talking about. Andrew Faubert says, give me New Orleans, -2.5. Detroit, +6.5. Houston, Chicago, over 39. And KC, -5.5. What you got? I love Andrew Faubert. He just brings it. Christopher Just Topher Cole says, hey, I finally found the show on Facebook. Tim Wotherspoon says the 39 over-under in Chicago, Texas game is so low because Vegas wants everyone to take the over. That's what I was saying. So I would take the under. The game might end up 13-10 or something. He's absolutely correct on that. Tim Wotherspoon says Kirk Cousins is like 62 in his career. Anything can happen in this Vikings game. Christian Shanafelt says Bears will be without QB1 Jalen Johnson today versus the Texans. Yeah, that's understandable.
Braden Cooks in that game possibly going off.
Yeah, but they got the rookie. Toast himself.
Oh.
Makes you feel good. Tampa Bay Ray, tell everybody where they can find you, especially you in your half shirt.
Oh, you can find me right here in the pool. I'm getting ready to relax it right now. I'm going to grab another beer, and you can find me with Harry and Peter on 1252 Sports here on the Over-Under. And wherever else I pop up. Thanks for joining us today. It's always been a pleasure with you guys, and I've got the best job in the world when I'm on this pool relaxing until December.
Without question, Peter.
Yeah, it's the Sports Web live on Monday and Wednesday nights at 9 o'clock on I Love St. Pete, the Hub, and Amped Up Sports. Do 3 things here on this happy game day edition. Bring your passion, bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. I'm your host, Peter Blake, giving you something to think about.
That was pretty exciting.
Thank you.
That was
I'm
solid.
excited.
That was solid.
Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you have yourself a great day. Gamble responsibly. And if you have a problem, I don't want to hear about it. I'm only kidding you.
That was so bad. I thought you were gonna do the Mannings. We're like, oh, there's a number we can get help.
There is.
There's a number. It's called 727-320-5866.
I did not believe you.
On behalf of Tampa Bay Ray, Mr. Peter Blake, I'm your host, Harry the Greek on the Over-Under. Really, thank you so much for tuning in. It's been a really good day. Happy week 3 in the National Football League. And as I always say, give me 3 things. Go Bears, go Bears, go Bucks. Have a great day, everybody. Don't go anywhere. See you later.